Hey, Jason, so what are you doing today?
Pulling my motor out.
Pulling your motor out. What are you doing to it?
Well, we want to hit up some more races, and basically I want to go with a fresh motor. New rings, new bearings. There's nothing wrong with it, but since we're going to be traveling 12, 24-hour drives, I want to make sure everything is really good to go. So that's our plan. Get this out, get it to the engine builder, get everything inspected, and then get it back together and go hit up War in the Woods. That's the plan. Plugged up our fuel lines on the injector side, so we're kept off on the feed and we're kept off on the return. So when we pull the intake off, the complete intake comes off and there's no dirt, no nothing, no moisturizer, nothing gets inside where my fuel rails and my injectors are.
The other one too?
So that makes it real easy for me to take on and off, and everything stays in place and less chance for leaks and stuff like that. So.
Now, how long does it typically take to completely disassemble all this to get that motor out?
Without Joey here, and have my crew guy here, we probably can have the whole motor out in 45 minutes, because I don't have to explain to him what to do next. So I would be doing the converter and the transmission bolts, and at this point it's the front motor bolts and headers, and theoretically the motor almost comes completely out of this truck.
And you solo, it's probably going to take how long?
Probably about an hour and 30 minutes. What am I taking off?
I don't know, the sensors, right?
Well, what sensors are these?
Manifold sensors.
The manifold sensors?
I mean,
what do these do?
Sensors. They burn the gas. No,
they burn the gas.
No, they burn the how do you call it? The fumes.
Is that what YouTube taught you?
Huh?
Is that what YouTube taught you?
No.
No, these tell me how hot the exhaust temperatures get.
There you go.
EGTs, exhaust gas temperature.
Okay, I thought they burned the coal.
They're sensors to tell us how hot the exhaust is burning. We were testing in Baytown at Royal Purple, and it landed up doing a really large wheelie, and I tried to come down real soft, but when it came down, it actually landed just on this side, on the passenger front, the right side. So it wasn't the best feeling, so we need to fix that. So it's been leaking, and I noticed it in the trailer, and it's all wet, and I noticed it, but I haven't had a chance to fix it. So, and we've been racing back to back, so now that we're going to be down for a couple of weeks, this is the perfect opportunity to get this done. You can use one fork.
Just want one?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
What are you using a fork for?
Pick the motor
We'll
out.
pick the motor up. We're cheating.
You're cheating?
Yeah, instead of getting a cherry picker, we're going to do it with a forklift because we have one here in the shop.
Dang ingenuity, right?
I hope I got everything off. At least I think I did.
Wait, you think you got everything?
Dang.
So there's a chance that something's gonna move that shouldn't move with this?
Maybe.
Oh man.
have a bunch of oil, that's a good sign. I mean, maybe that's why we don't have no issues with lifter issues or failure of push rods and rocker arms and all that good stuff. So we run a really good base oil pressure on this motor. It runs almost 90 base oil pressure, and it had 89 when we're taking it apart. So the interesting of this whole deal is to find out what the bearings is. That's going to tell us how bad our tune-ups has been or how good our tune-up has been. If I have to guess, we have over 100 passes on this tune-ups, so it's going to be interesting.
Joey, what'd you bring us?
This is aluminum rod, man, and it goes with the piston. And this is for the crankshaft, and this is for the no, yeah, this is for the crankshaft, and this is for the, what do you call it, the piston. Piston pin goes right here, and this goes on the crankshaft.
There you go.
Huh.
Put it back.
This one has no holes here, and this one does. This is for head for with water, and this is without water. So that's all I had when I put this thing together.
So they're normally supposed to be the same?
So you can see the difference. Solid right here, and here. This is your water passages. This one has no water passages. That's why it's blocked off.
Like you bought new ones?
They're supposed to be the same, so it should be both of these. So we got to call and order a new set of these guys.
So how often do y'all have to go through this again?
I try to do it every 6 months, depending how many passes we put on it. Well, I know when we run it on the street and stuff, we run it hard, or like when we did the radio racing, we run it hard. So, I mean, sometimes we get away with 100 passes, but it just depends.
And since the last time that you did this, have you made any like big changes or just?
We haven't. Actually, the last time we did this was before we filmed America's List, so it has those passes and some of racing on this. And right now, while we got a little bit of downtime, I think it would be perfect time to get this. Plus, we won all that money, so it makes sense now to go ahead and put it into this and protect it a little bit. So just making sure everything's good to go for the next race. These next races are no duck. A lot of money on the line, so I like my stuff to be right on point. So we just got all the pistons out of the motor. Wanted to check everything. So my main concern is what I've had as an issue before. We run a total seal gapless ring, and I've had it where the ring breaks and gets stuck in between and causes an issue. So we pulled out all the pistons, all the topless gapless the little rings, the lock rings. They're all in really good shape, nothing broken. So on this block here, you need a special tool to drive out the main caps. I don't have it, so we're gonna load this in the trailer and get it over to the engine builder and see what he has to say. So anybody that's wondering about our bearings, still have the coating from them. So as you can see, everything works great. So all of them are like that. All my bearing clearances are immaculate condition. Just that one and that one have that little coating, like if some dirt or debris got in there. Other than that, everything is really, really good. So now it's time to get this over to the engine builder, have him just build the short block for me, get this back together, show him everything, and let's see what he has to say. Let's get this over there to him. So here we are at my engine builder.
No, don't even film all that shit. You're doing a wrecking here.
So anybody that knows, I was filming on TV, and this is my other block. This happened in Wyoming. And we dropped off mine over here. So just dropped it off, just pulled up with the trailer, and my engine builder right there, Mr. Jeff, he's already taking rings off and inspecting everything, and everything looks good. So this is what I do, and I'm glad I have people like this that help me out. So unfortunately it's a little dirty in here because this guy works by himself, but you know what, if anybody sees the way we run this truck, I don't have any issues. So what do you see here, Jeff? We got one piston that's flopping around in there with a lot of excessive wear.
Piston slap.
So my block needs 8 loose sleeves, and I have another set of pistons, but right now, since we want to just go back in racing, I am forcing him to put it back together and do his magic on whatever he does. So he does some weird trick with the side skirts and puts a little texture to them. I can't even pronounce that.
Gnarly. It's
So-
old.
So, but yeah, how do you think of the bearings? What do you think about that tune-up? Do you think it's crushing any of the bearings or anything like that, or do you think that we're running anything crazy?
Looks good. Looks perfect.
So it's crazy, man, as much we beat this shit up and hot lap it and run back to back. So it's all good. So now that we got the motor out and it's off to the engine builder, now we're gonna go ahead and wait for that to come back from Jeff. So you guys, if you haven't subscribed yet to our Facebook page, please do that. We're gonna start putting up some videos showing you guys some tricks and some little things that we do, what makes our program so successful. So please guys, hit the subscribe button, like us, comment on the videos. We want to hear what you guys want to do. This is new for us, but we're gonna go ahead and start keeping you all updated on what we got going on, what races we're gonna be going to. We're gonna keep you guys in the loop on all that. So like I said, hit that like button, subscribe, and get with us.